Okay, let's unpack this. We're looking at a fascinating little snapshot from the world of music fandom today.
Yeah, a really interesting moment.
Our deep dive today comes from excerpts titled Devoted Husband, Delighted Army, Jin's Newark concert. And, ARMY, for anyone who might not know, that's the huge global fan base for BTS.
Huge is an understatement, really.
Right. So this past July 31st, BTS's Jin, he had a world tour concert. It was the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey.
Packed, absolutely packed. Tens of thousands of fans.
Exactly. Incredible energy. You'd expect that. But amidst all of that, one person kind of stole the show unexpectedly.
Right. And that's what makes this so fascinating. In this sea of dedicated fans, one guy really caught everyone's eye.
And it wasn't who you might expect at all.
Not in the slightest. He wasn't the star, wasn't even necessarily, a diehard fan in the same way.
Which is the surprising part, isn't it? Yeah. Global BTS fans were genuinely taken aback by this man showing up at Jin's concert. And the reason...
It all came down to his T-shirt.
Yes. The T-shirt, the source actually gives us the exact wording. It said, "My wife came here to see BTS Jin.
Okay, pretty standard so far.
But I am just here for moral support as a husband, chef, driver, and BTS merch carrier."
Ah, there it is, the list. Husband, chef, driver, and merch carrier. That specificity is just brilliant.
It really is. Why do you think that particular phrase, that list, grabs so much attention?
Well, it's so honest, isn't it? And funny. It immediately resonated, I think, because it touches on something really relatable about relationships.
You mean the kind of background support?
Exactly. The stuff that goes on behind the scenes when someone you care about has a passion. It asks that question, what does support actually look like in practice, especially around something huge like pop culture?
That's a great point. And the reaction was immediate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The source mentions tons of BTS fans hitting social media.
Oh, instantly. It went viral within the fandom.
Saying how much they envied his wife. Like, where can I find one of these kind of comment?
Totally. It tapped into something, clearly. It wasn't just, oh, that's sweet. It was, wow, look at that level of good humor dedication.
So it wasn't just that he was there, but how he framed it with that humor.
I think so, yeah. That self-aware humor, calling out the jobs, chef, driver, merch carrier. It acknowledged the maybe less glamorous side of supporting a fandom passion.
And in such a public space, too. At a massive concert.
Right. It sort of brings this private dynamic into the public sphere, but in a really lighthearted way. It tells us something about how fandom isn't just about the individual and the artist anymore.
Oh, so?
Well, it's becoming more about the whole ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
The community, the shared experience, and even the people who are just there for the fans, like this husband. His act of support became part of the event's story.
That's interesting. The support act itself becomes a notable thing.
Yeah, and celebrated. It broadens the picture. It's not just about screaming for Jin. It's also about appreciating the guy holding the coats and probably driving home.
So, okay, stepping back a bit. What does this specific kind of funny viral moment tell us overall, beyond just being a cute story?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, I think it speaks volumes about how fandom is maybe evolving, or at least how we talk about it.
Okay.
It shows how personal support structures, partners, family, friends, intersect with these huge cultural moments. It's not just about the person in the fandom anymore.
It's also about the people around the fandom.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Especially those who are there purely for, like he said, moral support and maybe carrying the merch bags. His honesty made that visible and relatable.
Yeah, you can really see that. This story about the devoted husband, it's such a clear example of how people show up for the passions of people they care about, even if it's not their thing at all.
Right.
And it also really highlights the power of just a simple, honest statement, and a funny one, to create connection and get people talking online, all happening alongside this massive global tour.
Absolutely. It turned a personal act of support into a widely shared moment.
So thinking about this, it does make you wonder, doesn't it?
It definitely leaves you with a thought. What's the most maybe unexpected or supportive role you've ever played or seen someone else play for a loved one's, unique interest? Their passion project or fandom.
Yeah, what is that act of support, whether it's driving or just being there? What does it really communicate about the relationship, about shared lives?
Exactly. Something for you listening to maybe mull over. What does that support network really look like in action?